This is an open letter from you and me together. Tomorrow's in our hands now. Find the words that matter, say them out.
Welcome to the Institute of Jamaica Earth Day 2020. We are your hosts, Kareem Anderson.
And I am Diana Smith.
Indeed, unique times have presented unique opportunities of engagement, and one of such is our very first staging of the Institute of Jamaica online Earth Day Award ceremony.
Wonderful.
Feel free to like, share, comment, and engage us, as you will get a chance to hear firsthand the 2020 winners of this year's Earth Day competition. You may ask, what is Earth Day? Well, Earth Day is celebrated on April 22nd each year to promote the preservation of the Earth's natural resources. Since 1999, the division has hosted celebratory activities to mark the day. One such activity is this activity, the annual Earth Day competition, which engages youth ages 12 to 19 or students at grades 7 to 13. In this, the Institute of Jamaica's 21st year of hosting, we have embarked upon the theme. Yes, we have a theme. Countdown to 2030, vision of a healthy environment. Dan, over to you. You'll be giving an overview of what this program is all about.
Thank you so much, Kareem.
Oh, my pleasure.
In October, submissions for the literary arts, poster, photography, and design model categories were opened and closed in March of this year. Additionally, there was an open video category for persons, irrespective of age, to submit a 1-minute video clip related to a particular theme. We have found that activities like these engender creativity and advocacy whilst creating a platform for Jamaicans to interpret and explore various themes related to the preservation of their environment.
Yes, indeed.
The Earth Day 2020 award ceremony for the competition was postponed until now due to the impacts of COVID-19 and what a setback COVID had done for us. A total of 127 entries were received from 15 institutions, representing a spread of 7 parishes across the island.
Beautiful. 7 out of 14, eh?
7 out of
That's
14.
A good.
Commendations must be given to these institutions for their hard work and efforts in the competition. We would therefore like to commend the efforts of facilitator Marsha Norman and the Temple Hall Mennonite Church for 1 entry received. From the parish of Portland, we would also like to commend the facilitators Heaven Brown, Camille Clark, Tiffany Prince, and Shanae Watt from the Port Antonia High School for their efforts, with a total 12 entries received.
Wonderful.
From the parish of St. Mary, we commend the facilitator Janice Washington from St. Mary High School with 31 entries received.
Wow, 31.
Kareem, 31? Oh, word, congrats.
I'm convinced that our students are into earth, into preserving the earth, and it's
Really?
a good image. It's good.
31 entries.
Yes.
From the parish of St. Thomas, we commend the facilitator Caroline Miles of Seaforth High School with 1 entry received. 3 institutions from the Kingston and St. Andrew parishes participated. Commendations are therefore given to facilitator Lance Graham from the Hillel Academy for 5 entries received. Facilitators Karen Brown Chambers and Michelle Rohn from the St. Andrew High School for Girls for 9 entries received.
9 entries. Beautiful.
Facilitator Miss Robinson from the Norman Manley High School for 4 entries received. 3 institutions from the parish of Clarendon participated. Commendations are therefore given to facilitator Lorna Thomas from the Chandler's Pen Primary School for 8 entries received. Facilitator Orlando Owen and Moesha Henry from Defoga Road High School for 8 entries received. Facilitator Colette Brown McFarlane from the St. Jago High School for 3 entries received. From the parish of St. Anna, we commend Facilitator Charlotte Barkley from York Castle High School for 10 entries received. 2 institutions from the parish of St. James participated. Commendations are therefore given to Facilitator Sonia Russell from the Montego Bay High School for 5 entries received. And last but certainly not least, Jovel Taylor, lecturer from the Montego Bay Community College for the single entry in the Video Open category. At this time, we also like to congratulate returning category champions, the Cedar Grove Academy, with 25 entries received.
Wow, 25.
Did you hear that?
Go Cedar Grove.
25 entries.
Yes, our environment is protected.
Can I tell you? Yes. And we'd also like to commend the facilitators Ann K. Douglas and Latoya Johnson, as well as Immaculate Conception High School with 4 entries received, and commend their facilitator, Sharon Thorpe.
Thank you, Dan. Now, what would a competition be without judges? Huh? So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to especially thank all our judges that have participated in assessing the work of the participants of this competition. And to give us a brief overview of the 2020 competitors is our Chief Judge, Ms. Eleanor Terrelong. Ms. Eleanor Terrelong is the Director of Jamaica Climate Change Youth Council. She is also the recipient of the Prime Minister's Youth Award for Environmental Protection in 2018 and a PhD candidate in molecular biology at the UWI Mona campus. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Terrelong.
Hey there, my name is Eleanor Terrelong. I am director of the Jamaica Climate Change Youth Council, and I'm here to deliver judges' comments for the Earth Day competition hosted by the Natural History Museum of Jamaica. First of all, I want to say congratulations to everyone who entered. All the entries were very well thought out and executed, and for me as a first-time judge, it was really inspiring to really see how much effort and how much of our young people are really invested in the cause. So whether or not you win a prize today, you absolutely deserve to be recognized. So well done. Also, I'd like to thank Karine Parks and the Natural History Museum for inviting me to be a part of this initiative. As I said, I'm a first-time judge, but it's definitely been a new experience for me, and I'm really just honored to be chosen today to give the feedback from all of the judges. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to discuss the competition category by category, give you some general feedback from the judges, what we thought, what we think you could improve on, what we liked. So remember not to take any feedback from the judges personally. It's all just constructive criticism. So use it as an opportunity to learn. I'm going to start with the literary arts category. In this category, we had a mix of essays, short stories, and poems. General comments. The poems and stories we found were of a higher standard than that of the essays. Some of the entries showed good imagery. You could see that people had done research, good use of literary devices. They had a good plot. They were intriguing. But on the other hand, for some of the entries, references weren't really cited properly, or you saw that there wasn't enough research done. Some words were misspelled. Sometimes we had people using you instead of you. Banning, B-A-N-N-I-N-G, instead of banding, banding. So little mistakes like that, you want to make sure that you proofread your work. A few really started off with a big punch, a lot of energy, but then sort of lost the rhythm as the verses went on. A couple of the entries didn't really adequately address the theme. They were good entries, but they weren't really on brand for what was being asked. Another point is that when you're writing in Jamaica, just always be mindful of your context. So you are entering a competition as a Jamaican, and there was one entry in particular that had some children in it, and the names of the children were not actually Jamaican names, so it felt a little out of context. So that's just something to remember going forward. Always remember your context and write within your own context. Congratulations to all of the winners in our literary arts category. Now I'm going to move on to our design model category. In general, honorable mention to entry number 8. It was a very good attempt and creative according to our judges. General comments, a few of the pieces needed deeper analysis or execution. And at times, even though creativity might have been lacking, the finish for some of them was really simple, and there was a direct attempt to make use of the medium. Now on to the poster competition. General comments, there are some very good posters among the entries. I think we have some very talented young artists in our midst. One of our judges, Janelle Tomlinson, said. On the other side, a few artists maybe didn't really capture the theme. Neither earth fever or its effects were really discernible. And Cleon Golding said that even though the children basically understood the topic, a lot of them were challenged to design the posters effectively. So congratulations again to all of our winners in the poster category. Finally, I'm going to talk about the photography competition. General comments by Mr. Damian Shirley, one of the judges. The photos submitted were stunning and highlighted the beauty of Jamaica's natural heritage. Though all the photos were wonderful and in my estimation captured the theme, those photos that had the edge were those that were different, that is, not capturing similar spaces and plants. Honorable mentions to entries number 13 and number 19. They had great interpretation, creativity, and art quality, according to Judge Damian Shirley. Congratulations to all of the photographers, all of the winners in this category. And now there is one more category that I haven't mentioned, and that is the video competition. The winner for this category was only decided by a public vote, so there was no panel of judges scoring the video. And we only had one entry in this category, so of course, that entry became our default winner. So congratulations to the winner of our video competition. Even though you didn't have much competition, you really deserve the award. It was an excellent effort. So congratulations again. I'd like to just thank all of the judges who participated. You can get some more information about them in the credits. And thank you to everyone who entered a competition or participated in any way to make this event a success. I look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you, Lady Terry Long. Indeed, these judges have done hard work.
Indeed, they have.
Yes, in ensuring that the competition is where it's at today. Yes. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the presentation of entries.
Now for the announcement of our top winners. Merits are given to individuals by virtue of their effort in entering more than one qualified entry across different categories with exceptional quality. 6 students were awarded certificates of merits, and these 6 students are Justin Allen of York Castle High School for outstanding submissions in the poster and literary arts categories.
Brittany Nicholson of St. Mary High School for outstanding submission in the poster design model, photograph, and literary arts category.
Shalik Lindo of St. Mary High School for outstanding submissions in the poster and literary arts categories.
Sahel Hamilton of the Montego Bay High School for outstanding submission in the poster and photograph category.
Tahira Hamil of Montego Bay High School for outstanding submissions in the poster and photography categories.
Jada Powell of St. Andrew High School for Girls for outstanding submission in the design model and photograph categories. Indeed, they have done well.
Very well.
And now for the announcement of our winners by category. And then our first category is the video category. And in first place, we are awarding Miss Javel Taylor of the Montego Bay Community College with a superb video entry called Greening Urban Spaces.
Well done, Javel.
Well done.
In increasingly competitive cities such as Montego Bay and Kingston, Jamaica, an increasing population and constant urban development has exacerbated challenges such as air pollution, noise pollution, the creation of urban heat islands, and flooding. With climate change at the forefront of the major developmental challenge that we face as a small island developing state, greening urban spaces can be one viable option. Green roofs may act as sinks for carbon dioxide, which is the main culprit responsible for climate change. Pollution emitted by cars can be removed from the atmosphere by green roofing. The creation of parks and greenfield sites can reduce temperatures and urban smog, and green spaces overall can act as sponges for rainwater, limiting urban flooding. Let's act now to create more sustainable spaces and play our part in adapting to and mitigating the effects of climate change. Small actions matter.
We'll first be announcing recipient of the Honourable Mention Award. This special recognition indicated by the judges is especially of winners that have maintained a score of 80% and above with exceptional quality. For the poster category, 3 submissions of notable quality and will receive certificate of honorable mention. These are Britannia Beckford of the Cedar Grove Academy with poster entitled Control the Heat or Face Life's Defeat.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Christina Chang of the Foga Road High School with the poster entitled Melting Earth.
And indeed, the earth is melting.
Really melting indeed.
Marley Jacobs of the St. Andrew High School for Girls with a poster entitled Climate Chaos. Over to you, Diane.
Thank you, Karim. Now for the top winners of the poster category. And in third place, we are awarding Georgia Edwards from St. Jago High School with a poster entitled Save the Planet.
Save Planet Earth. Second place goes to Javon Sutherland, also from St. Jago High School, with a poster entitled Earth Fever. Ooh, the fever.
And in first place, with the poster entitled Earth Waxing Hot, we'd love to congratulate Shamar Bernard from Foga Road High School.
Okay,
Now for the top winners of the photographic category. And third place goes to Tyrese Hines from St. Mary High School with a photograph entitled Creature on the Web.
On the web. And in second place, Sahel Hamilton from the Montego Bay High School with a photograph entitled Do Not Disturb a Hard-Working Honeybee or Prepare to Flee.
Unusual and
very
exciting.
Yeah. She's thinking.
Exactly.
She is thinking.
She is. And in first place,
number one.
can I tell you, the number one place goes to Dondre McKenzie and returning champions from the Cedar Grove Academy with his winning photograph entitled Beauty in Pain.
Now, for the top winners of the design model category. There is a tie for second place, which goes to Shantavia Longley and Kelly Smith, both from Chandler's Pen Primary School for design model entries, flower from these schools, and sit-up mat made from old stocking, respectively.
Very creative.
Very creative.
Extremely creative.
Yeah.
And in first place, again, from the Cedar Grove Academy with the design model entitled Tree of Life, we'd love to congratulate Jaquan Morris.
Cedar Grove is going on, man.
Very well.
Yes,
Cedar
beautiful.
Grove Academy on a roll.
And now for the honorable mentions. For the literary arts category, 14 submissions were of notable quality and will receive certificates of honorable mention. These are Candace Garwood of Immaculate Conception High School with the second highest poem entitled Sincerely.
Sincerely, who?
Sincerely by Candace Garwood of Immaculate Conception High School. I apologize for not being able to heal you with a touch of my hand, but I promise that I will do all I can to be the change that you need to feel and the listening ear to your appeal. Sincerely, let's save the earth together. Sincerely, I believe we can do better.
Drew Davis of St. Mary High School with the third highest story entitled A Look into Yesteryear.
A Look into Yesteryear by Drew Davis of St. Mary High School. Currently, I'm at the home of one of the world's last Earthians, a term given to the persons who were alive before the effects of climate change really started shaking things up. She tells tales of trees and free air, wind as they called it, and I'm usually left awestruck at her words.
Anthony Smith of York Castle High School with essay entitled Saving Earth, the Fight Against Climate Change.
Excerpt from the essay entitled Saving Earth, the Fight Against Climate Change by Anthony Smith of York Castle High School. In retrospect, starting a conversation, reducing our carbon footprint, as well as practicing the 3 R's of sustainability are all key ways we can save our planet. Seeing that climate change will affect us all, we have to each contribute in whatever way we can. A change can be made, but it starts with you.
Sharai Campbell of St. Mary High School with story entitled Climate Change, Action Now.
No, indeed.
Indeed.
Excerpt from the story entitled Climate Change, Action Now by Sharai Campbell of St. Mary High School. It's our own fault. Climate change is a huge factor in the destruction going on now. My mother took a seat beside us as she explained. Burning garbage, vehicle exhausts, aerosol sprays, factory smoke, deforestation, They all contribute to climate change, causing all this chaos on Earth now. And best believe, it's only a few days when me call. She rolled her eyes as she thought about it.
Once again, we have Drew Davis of St. Mary High School with the story entitled, It Starts With Us.
Indeed it does, yes. Remember that little song, Bits of Paper
For
Lying
bits
on
on
the
the
Ground? Yes.
Excerpt from the story entitled, It Starts With Us by Drew Davis of St. Mary High School. She smiled and continued her presentation, directing it to me. Do you know how much land is lost daily just because of rising sea levels? Beaches are disappearing. Persons on the coastline are wary because their land is being devoured by oceans. Do you know how hard it is to keep a building cool nowadays? How much energy and in turn cash is needed for this? Global warming is no joke.
Nicole Mayer of Hillel Academy with a story entitled, A Different Perspective.
Excerpt from the story entitled A Different Perspective by Nicole Mayer of Hillel Academy High School. Why would anyone want to destroy what the world has to offer? But who would listen to me, right? I'm just an old bird talking about what happened in the past. It shouldn't matter and has no relevance to anything, right? My purpose of telling this story is so that mistakes won't happen again. And maybe my side of this story would be on both sides of the situation. And then you can decide for yourself who was right, who was wrong, and the reality of the situation.
Also from Hillel Academy, Amanda Rodriguez with the story entitled, Mother's Children.
Excerpt from the story entitled Mother's Children by Amanda Rodriguez of Hillel Academy High School. Man did this, man did that. Man would not stop. But how could they? They had already come so far, and did they not bow to innovation and evolution? They were yet to give their knees reprieve, so the cycle continued, and the days ran long, and the nights stretched to tearing, until one gracious day when it became too much, and man, children, no more of mother, ran themselves off the orbit of their planet begging for mercy. Mercy, mother, mercy, mercy, mercy.
And out of St. Anne, Jada Douglas of York Castle High School with poem entitled, Why?
And we ask that question every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Excerpt from the poem entitled Why by Jada Douglas of York Castle High School. Why must I suffer because of my forefathers' mistakes? They thought not of the consequences their actions would make. Instead, they thought of profit, a way to make their lives easier. Now look at what is happening.
Also from York Castle, Jamelia James with a poem entitled A Letter to Future Me.
I wonder what you'll be writing in that letter. Keep the environment clean.
Excerpt from the poem entitled A Letter to Future Me by Jamelia James of York Castle High School. Dear future me, believe it or not, there was a time when I woke up to clear blue skies, trees dancing in the wind, fields of green, water as clear as crystal. I never dreamt that one day I would witness the demolition of Mother Earth. The sky is no longer clear, but is now like a black blanket, blocking the beautiful rays of the sun. Air pollution, suffocating the earth with its filthy hands.
And out of Immaculate Conception High School, Rachel Williams with her poem entitled, The Change is Gradual.
Ooh.
Yes.
Excerpt from the poem entitled The Change is Gradual by Rachel Williams of Immaculate Conception High School. She cannot take it anymore. Her body starts to react to the malicious dwellers within her. She has been absorbing this for far too long. The smoke from the fuel cigar of the factories, machine and cars, the floating debris in her harbor, gullies and rivers that pollute her blood vessels, the charring fires of the dumps and wildfires that cloy, clog, and destroy her lungs, and the demolition of her flora and fauna caused by human activities.
Gavin Gordon of York Castle High School with a poem entitled, Is It Strange?
Is it?
You tell me.
No, it's not strange to keep
Okay,
the environment clean.
It is not strange at all.
Excerpt from the poem entitled It Is Strange by Gavin Gordon of York Castle High School. Isn't it strange that these are the effects of climate change? No, it's not. It is due to years of change, accumulating with no remorse, our ancestors trying to make out of life the most. But I am here, agent of change, tired of suffering for our forefathers' outrage, and constantly trying to rearrange their outlandish rampage. So here are the steps of my proactive approach.
Shalik Lindo of St. Mary High School with a poem entitled Teamwork. Let us combat this. We do it together.
We do it together.
Good, Shalik.
Excerpt from the poem entitled Teamwork, Let Us Combat This by Shalik Lindo of St. Mary High School. Educating others about how dangerous these effects can be seems like a step in the right direction to me. For an ignorant man is of no use if he doesn't know what practices to stop or reduce, such as burning garbage, which releases dangerous gases, is just not the practice of one, but the masses. Let's use teamwork to combat this problem.
Once again, we have Amanda Rodriguez of Hillel Academy with a poem entitled Welcome Home.
Welcome home indeed.
Welcome Home by Amanda Rodriguez, Hillel Academy. I salivate at the thought of it. Chaos, the sweeping of a tsunami, the devastation of an eruption, the shudders of an earthquake, man, the warmth of overpopulation, all entitled to the sprawling of mayhem on this beautiful ugly we praise and exploit.
Now for the top winners of the literary arts category. In third place, we'd love to congratulate Ariel Edwards of Montego Bay High School with a story entitled Talawanians.
Talawanians, I love it.
I love it.
Excerpt from the story entitled Talawanians, written by third winner in the literary arts category, Ariel Edwards of Montego Bay High School. Today is about investing in our future. We will be planting trees today for a prosperous tomorrow. She ran across to the open field. Everybody grab a fruit, she exclaimed. She kneeled down where the soil was fluffy and rich and began to dig.
Coming out of Immaculate Conception High School, second place, we have Brianna Smith with a poem entitled Headlines.
Can I tell you?
Excerpt from Headlines by Brianna Smith of Immaculate Conception High School. The pleasant air we breathed in was so pure, now entangles with emissions of carbon that we struggle to endure. It is clear that climate change has abducted God's gift to man, as I frowned at the headlines with my head in my hands.
And our first place winner goes to...
Ooh, drum rolls.
Ooh.
Yes, first place.
Congratulations to Valane Kirkland of St. Mary High School with the story entitled The Disaster of My Life.
That has to be a story, eh?
Can I tell you? No wonder it is first, please.
Excerpt from the story entitled The Disaster of My Life, written by first place winner in the Literary Arts category, Valane Kirkland of St. Mary High School. Before turning the knob, I heard a loud thunder in the adjacent room, and then what sounded like the waves of the sea. With more urgency, I opened the door, and my assumption was confirmed.
Good job, everyone. Good job.
Good job.
We are so proud of you.
Really proud.
Indeed. This competition has been grand.
It has been.
Yeah, somebody would say grandiose.
Diosa.
Wonderful. And the participants did extremely well.
I'm so proud of them.
Yes.
Really proud.
Yes. I think our environment has a good future.
With them, right?
With them, yes.
Okay,
Once
very
they
good.
once they are in charge.
With them, yes.
Each participant has contributed to envisioning a healthy environment for Jamaica. Congratulations to all our winners.
Congrats, guys. Congratulations, guys.
Over to you, Diane.
Thank you so much, Karim.
My pleasure.
Competitions of this nature would not be possible without the kind support from our sponsors. This period has been challenging with many unforeseen events. One such is
COVID-19.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God.
Yet we have been significantly supported. We wish to pause at this time to recognize our sponsors: Chukka Foundation, Trial Beach and Golf Resort, Highway 2000 East West, Turtle River Gardens and Falls, Hope Zoo Kingston, Cool Runnings Adventure Tours, Carlong Publishers, and last but certainly in no means least, 360 Recycle.
360 Recycle.
Kareem, all good things must come to an end.
Indeed it must.
I can't believe it's real, the final.
It is.
But you're a great host.
And you were.
Did you enjoy my company?
Oh, I'm coming home with you.
Oh, no. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see each other next year, either in person or virtually. Adios.
Adios. Thank you. And remember, keep the earth clean.
Yes.
It's our world, 'cause it's our world.